DIGIVOLVE YouTube, how's it going everybody? I have for y'all today a pretty fun RU battle that I had against EonBlitz47 on my stream a couple of days ago. I'll leave his channel link down in the description. You guys should definitely go check him out. He does also upload videos himself, and you would definitely not be disappointed by his content. Now, the team that I'm using in this battle was actually a team that I based around Dredagon and Ferroseed, just because they cover each other's defenses pretty well. Then finally, I threw in a Slowking to round off my wall core. Then I have Rapid Spin Hitmonchan, Choice Bandit Entei, and Choice Scarf Rotom. Now, looking at threats on Eon side of the field, the main thing I'm going to have to watch out for is going to be that Choice Bandit Excavator, because nothing on my team appreciates an adamant stabbed Choice Bandit Mega Horn. So yeah, either way, I knew that my best lead going into this battle more than likely would be my Rotom, just because I can Volt Switch on his whole team, as he actually leads off with the Dredagon. Now obviously I can't touch Dredagon because nothing that I have on this Rotom is super effective against it, and he does resist both of my stabs. So I'm just going to make the safe Volt Switch out into my Hitmonchan, predicting him to just go for the Stealth Rocks. That way I can just Rapid Spin them away as he wants to switch out, but he actually goes for the Glare. Unfortunately though, he misses, which honestly I don't think the miss ends up playing a role whatsoever in this battle, but you guys can be the judge of that. Either way, I'm just going to go straight for the Drain Punch, predicting him to want to switch out. As he brings in the Slowking, I get off a good amount of damage on that, and then not wanting to take a Thunder Wave, Toxic, Psychic, or Psyshock, I'm going to switch it to my own Slowking as he makes a good double switch into his Dredagon. Now, I know he might just want to go for the Stealth Rock, so what I'm going to do is actually stay in and go for the Toxic, but he goes for the Glare as I miss Toxic. Then this turn, predicting him to go for the Stealth Rocks, I'm going to go for the Toxic again, but I get paralyzed. So yeah, 2 turns have already not gone good for me. So I'm hoping that third time will be the charm, predicting him to bring in the Excavator. I'm going to go for the Scald, hoping that I can burn him, but of course I don't, and now he's going to be able to Pursuit Trap me, obviously knowing that I don't want to take a Mega Horn. He's going to go for the Pursuit. Thankfully though, this Slowking does have a good amount of defensive ease. I'm going to be able to live and regain a good amount of HP with my Regenerator as I bring in my Ferroseed. Because because Excavator is locked into Pursuit, he can't do anything to me, so I'm just going to go for the Leech Seed, predicting him to maybe want to bring in Moltres, Kabutops, or the Dredagon, but no, he does make the safer and smarter play by bringing in the Rotom, and this turn predicting him just to go for the Trick. I'm actually going to go for the Thunder Wave just to completely cripple this Rotom, because honestly, my Ferroseed is not really going to be the most helpful team member that I'm going to be using in this battle. It's more than likely just going to be a Death Fodder and at this point Trick Fodder. So I'm going to bring in my Dredagon, predicting him just to go for a Thunderbolt or a possible Volt Switch, but he actually pulls out the Hidden Power Fire, which you never really see on Rotom. At least I don't, and because it is resisted, it doesn't do too much damage, even though he did get a crit. As this turn, I'm going to get up my Stealth Rocks. Something was telling me he was going to go for the Trick, and I really wanted to switch into my Ferroseed, but I couldn't risk him going for the Volt Switch and then Volt Switching out into his Moltres, so leaving in my Dredagon was honestly the better play I could have done. As I get off a huge hit with the Dragon Claw, he's just going to go for the Volt Switch, which thankfully is resisted and doesn't do too much damage to my Dredagon. As he Volt Switches into the Excavator, this Dredagon does not carry Flamethrower, Fire Blast, Fire Fang, or Fire Punch, so I cannot one-hit KO the Excavator at the amount of HP that he's at, and I'm going to have to switch into my Ferroseed as Death Fodder. As I said, Ferroseed is not going to be the most helpful team member in this battle for me, as he just destroys Ferroseed. This was max defense, max HP. It just died, but on the bright side, I'm able to get off a good bit of damage with the Iron Barbs, allowing me to now bring in my Hitmonchan and scare out this Excavator, and I'm actually going to go for the Rapid Spin as he makes a very good play by bringing in the Dredagon, predicting me to go for the Rapid Spin. He is now going to be able to get off a good amount of damage with Rough Skin and Rocky Helmet damage, but I know that if he does want to stay in, I should be able to live with Dragon Claw and in return knock him out with a combination of Drain Punch and Mach Punch, and I guess he knows this as well, so he's just going to make the safe switch into his Slowking. On the bright side, I'm going to be able to get back a good amount of HP, allowing me to still keep my Hitmonchan around to be able to possibly take a hit from that Kabutops and Dredagon later on in the battle. Now, predicting him just to go for a Psychic, Psyshock, or Toxic, and not fearing the Thunder Wave or Fire Blast, I'm going to bring in my Rotom as he actually pulls a double switch into his Excavator, possibly predicting me to bring in my Slowking, which isn't a bad play at all. But this turn I make my own bad play and I go for the Thunderbolt as opposed to going for the Volt Switch, which obviously would have been the better play. So now I'm going to be forced to switch directly on now into my Dredagon to take a Hidden Power Fire and be worn down because of the fact that he tricked off his Eviolite to me. But I'm going to be able to easily outspeed Rotom because he is paralyzed and knock him out with the Dragon Claw as he brings in the Excavator. I found this to be very odd because if his Kabutops was the offensive set, then he would have been able to easily knock me out with a Stone Edge, so I'm thinking maybe his Kabutops is defensive as he now brings in the Moltres, and I thought that the Sucker Punch was way too obvious, but yeah, he just still goes for the Hurricane. I guess he predicted me to overpredict, and he's going to be able to easily knock out my Dredagon. But now I can bring in my Rotom because I am Scarfed. I will be faster than his Life Form Moltres, allowing me to then knock him out with the Volt Switch. But I guess he does want to keep his Moltres on the off chance that he can still spin away the hazards. So I do just go for the safe Volt Switch as he ends up bringing in the Dredagon. After that extra bit of damage, I know that I will be able to easily knock him out with the Drain Punch, and I should be faster than this Dredagon. So he is just going to leave in his Dredagon for fodder. I guess maybe thinking that he wouldn't have any more use for it because it was getting really worn down. Then again, he could have also switched into Slowking, so I don't really know what his thought process was there. As he now brings in the Slowking, all I really have to do right now is bring the Slowking below like 70 or 60%. And because Drain Punch is doing about 30%, that is easily going to be able to happen. As I get off 2 Drain Punches, he burns me with the Scald before I hit him with the second Drain Punch. Then he just knocks me out with the Psychic, and all I have to do is bring in Rotom, go for the Leaf Storm, and I basically won the battle, because at the amount of HP Slowking is at, even if he was max special defense and max HP, as you can see from the damage calc, it easily still would have died. So this crit does not matter whatsoever, and at this point the only Pokemon he can bring in that won't die off to Stealth Rocks is his Kabutops, and as long as I don't miss Leaf Storm, I should still be able to easily win this battle, which thankfully I'm not going to miss it, and I clean knock out the Kabutops, and Moltres does die off to the Stealth Rocks, so that's going to be the victory in my favor. As I said, this was a really fun battle. Definitely hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to some more content, and don't forget to go check out my opponent, EonBlitz47. With that, I am out of here. Later, everybody.